Hello and welcome back for a second time, hopefully this time with audio, to the kickoff of Season 2 of the ESL ESEA Pro League. I'm Alex Machine Richardson. He is Lee D-Man Smith. Does this look familiar? I was doing this. I did this again with
I've
the
got a voice this time.
You have a voice and so do I. So hopefully we have resolved any issues and we can really just dig our teeth into what we were talking about or miming about earlier on. So the first thing...
It's a good job we do the hand movements there, really, because people would have no idea what we were doing otherwise.
For sure. Or there's a couple of viewers who can lip read and they are having a great time. They're like, oh my God, here they go again. Anyway, lip reading aside, let's talk a little bit about what's kicking off in this season, because we've had so much CS in between the end of last season and the start of this one. Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, until Pro League finished, we went on. We had the Major in there, massive spectacle in Cologne, obviously here in the Lanxess, in our hometown, effectively.
Awesome, yeah.
And it was a fantastic event. You know, congratulations to Fnatic picking up their third major, taking down Envy. But then, of course, you know, we moved on. There was Gaming Paradise, obviously happened just about. And then, of course, we moved on to Dubai. You know, obviously there's a road trip with quite a few of the teams that took place in Dubai that were in Gaming Paradise that will be playing tonight as well. Navi being a big one of them. We'll get to that when we talk about it. But virtus.pro coming out of nowhere, really, you know, absolutely decimating. More importantly, they kind of destroyed Fnatic, and then they did a great job in the finals as well against TSM.
I think you have to be careful with coming out of nowhere, because this is a team
that's very true. I mean
their semi-final performance against Fnatic was astounding, apart from that little bit of a choke towards the Inferno game. Don't remind me.
How different it could have been. That could have been virtus.pro's second major. They could be joining Fnatic on that pedestal.
Indeed, and it's very different, of course, because Fnatic are the team with the mental fortitude to overcome like a 13-6.
It's all about them pauses.
Absolutely, it's pauses, and whatever Pronax is saying, whatever is coming out of that man's mouth is liquid gold. Don't know why it's liquid. Either way, moving on away from that and into what we're going to be bringing you in this season. Let's put the EU League table up on your screens and you can see the teams that feature. Just the one change, Lee. Just the one so far. And that's over at the bottom.
Yeah, pretty much the same old teams. TSM, Fnatic, NiP, virtus.pro, EnVyUS, Navi, all of the best teams in the world right here. And then obviously down the bottom of the table, that one big change that you were talking about is SK Gaming coming in. They've come in, they finished first in the Premium League, which is the feeder league as you get into the Pro League. And they replaced Flipside Tactics. That's where you can see them down the bottom there. But Hellraisers, we're going to be back in action. Dignitas, Titan, Mousesports, and Penta survived the relegation.
And the landscape's very different for that kind of bottom set, that bottom six. Hellraisers making changes. We've lost Dosia from there. Titan, who've started to look a little better as of late. Maniac's feeling a good vibe surrounding his team. I mean, in his mind. I'm saying in his mind, not necessarily results just yet. Dignitas, again, having that kind of real horrible experience, not qualifying for the major as well. So lots of things to look forward to. And of course, those German sides are something to keep your eye on as well, because Mousesports had such a rocky start to the first season of Pro League because of these roster swaps with Penta. Now they're looking a whole lot better. They're in good shape, and I'm really excited to see what the German side can do.
I feel like Penta seemed to it's a new Pro League starting. Let's change our team.
It's happened again.
It's happened again. Yeah. I don't think they had too much choice last time around, but they definitely did this time. We're going to see what sort of guys that team comes out as. But rumors are to be true. There's going to be a whole lot more changes, so we'll see how this season prevails, of course, you know, as it goes on.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of question marks surrounding some of these teams, and I'm excited to see what hides under the veil for the futures of some of these teams. Now, though, we need to talk about what we're bringing you today. We've got a whole good blockbuster set of games, the first one of which I'm very excited because we are looking at a rematch of something that kicked off in Dubai.
Yeah, the quarterfinals elimination match is the actual correct phrase for it. NiP versus EnVyUS. Now, NiP, of course, had a fantastic tournament over in Dubai. They pretty much swept EnVyUS aside on Dust 2. I think it was 16-7 overall. And then they went on to Inferno. And it was like, oh, will they be able to do it? This is EnVyUS map, really. But no, they managed to come out on top, take it at 2-0, and then, of course, go on to give TSM a real run for their money in the semis.
For sure. And I think the biggest observation there were two observations I want to highlight. One was that they immediately said, Moses, all the analysts, Vendetta was saying it as well, this isn't how NiP have been playing recently. Yeah. This is NiP who have just thrown caution to the wind and are playing CS because they like CS.
Yeah.
And it was a very different side. Everything was different, and they were very hard to predict. You know, we were talking to some of these teams, and they were saying, we have no idea what to expect because this is not the NiP that we remember. So bearing that in mind, you also have to remember that Envy was said to have a pretty poor tournament there. Poor turnout individually off the back of the major. That was their next real step, and it didn't look too good for them.
That's it. I mean, after reaching the final in Cologne and the Lanxess, they're bitterly disappointed with how it went for them. Obviously, they got beat by Virtus.pro in the group stage as well on the road there. Faced NiP, and bam, they were done. Done in 2. They were actually technically 3, but they weren't expecting that. I mean, absolutely, you could tell. We saw them. Obviously, it's really one of those hard situations when you see teams after they've lost the match. It's really hard to know what to say to them.
I don't say anything.
Yeah, no, you just
I just avoid eye contact and
just avoid everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't go near them. I mean, there's not a lot you can say. These are ultra competitive guys, and they always want to win. So it's a real tough beat on them. Clearly, quite a few of them were upset about it, but it does look like the 9th round is about to get underway. Yeah,
we're going to be kicking off then. This is our first game of Season 2 of the ESL ESEA Pro League, and we are jumping on to Train. NiP up against EnVy. Excited to see where this one shapes. Will EnVyUS be able to return to that form that we saw pre-Dubai? And will NiP continue to live the YOLO life and pick up the win?
Well, we'll find out. Of course, Train.
Oh, Assassin's Creed!
Historically, Kiyoshima diving out there. Historically is a good map for NiP, but we'll see how that works out for them. So I'm guessing they're going to be starting on the CT side, whoever won the knife there, which was EnVy. They haven't gone for the switch just yet. We'll see if that comes through. I'm assuming it's going to happen. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, any team that decides to start T on Train, I respect you, and I think you must be slightly insane, or you've got something up your sleeve.
I think quite a lot of teams need to be looking at Virtus.pro as well, because they put up a really good Train show in Dubai. They took down Fnatic, they took down TSM, both the teams that have had good trains in the past as well.
Even though TSM says they hate Train.
Well, but I mean, they hate it, but it was their first ever loss on it. Yeah. So, I mean, love it or hate it, they've had a great record on it, no doubt about it. Virtus.pro, who have actually been beaten by NiP. I remember it last season, we were all singing their praises, and then Virtus.pro came steaming along and managed to beat them. So, yeah, we'll see how it works out. Of course, there's a lot of matches, 22 matches throughout the whole season, I believe it is. Obviously, with
22 for each team, right?
Teams in there, 22 for each team. So it's going to be a lot of games to go through to the finals, which will be happening, I guess, sometime in December. Because that's when the season sort of runs out. So it's got to be somewhere around there.
It has to happen then.
I don't know the exact dates. Just looked at the calendar and went, all right, somewhere around there then.
A Christmas present for some of the teams. Yeah, I mean, I just completely forgot that Cloud9 got as far as they did in that first season finals. Yep. They really, really proved their worth. And we're going straight on into the action then with our pistol. And Happy, he's already found the head of Alan.
Straight in there, and it's working out well for them. See, of course, has the CT side. They really want to be picking this up, but Freiburg struck. He's managed to take down Apex and Kiyoshima. Happy, though, will manage to stop him in his tracks, and that will be EnVy finally closing it out with 3 men alive. So, solid pistol round for them, held onto the courtyard.
And this should be the start of good things to come. It's a really nice start for NiP if they can acquire the pistol round. On that T-side Train, you're going to be hungering for that pistol, because it does give you, I mean, a nice set off the back of that. You can get like 3 of the, 5, 6 rounds you're aiming for. That can be really nice. But not going to be happening just yet, however. It doesn't look like NiP are willing to let the second slip away too easily. Freiburg rocking the scout, see if he can find anything towards the middle area. Nothing going to be coming, however. They did stack up towards Ivy. Keo and Kenny, the double K, are ready and waiting for the T side.
Freiburg with that scout, is he going to be able to get anything? You can see he's actually at courtyard trying to land the tags, but Happy ready and waiting for him. Kenny actually taking a little tag, but a tracer fire through. It's Exist that's lurking in the smoke. Forrest has managed to get himself in the courtyard, but Keo already on the hunt. Caught a little glimpse of him around the side deck, a little burst. Alu's going to try and hop up and over, but I don't think Keo's going to fall for any of those tricks. And well, Alu has managed to recover that scout, but there's just 2 members remaining. Exist with the Tech-9 is going to get gunned down. This is going to be a pretty clean round overall. Not a single man lost. Perfect round for EnVy.
Neat and tidy. And Keo throwing the ump away for the scout. As we are going to be jumping on into our third. Of course, range is a real priority here, especially into the scary ecos where you want to be keeping those pistols at arm's length if you can avoid it. As it feels like NiP are going to be desperate to try and get that bomb down in some capacity, but potentially just sending that train of Glocks somewhere as well. We'll see as EnVy prepare themselves to shred them up with those scary SMGs. P90 and MP7 for EnVy.
Yeah, no bomb plants, just 2 kills in those first 2 rounds. So money is not the best at the moment. Apex has immediately answered it. Look at MPK. It's a triple with the P90. You don't normally expect them to just run straight through the halls like that, but caught NiP napping there. And that's pretty much as the easiest round EnVy are going to have this game.
Yeah, absolutely. MBK just getting 3 of his 5 frags in that round in a couple of seconds. So now it's going to come into the rifles. Alo does put an AWP in his palms as he's going to be limited for anything else. No helmet or utility for him. On the other side of things, look at EnVyUS. They are packed to the nines with utility and ready to go into this round with a bang.
So we got the scout on Keo, as you mentioned. He picked it up earlier from Freiburg, but now we've got the AWP on Kenny. So a triple stack on B side. Look at this. Alu's going to get a peek around the corner. He manages to find MBK straight away, but it was quickly answered by Apex. And now Happy on Exist as well. It's the train yard that they're going to hit, though, over in A site. Forrest is lurking his way through the smoke.
Yeah, Forrest has actually made good progress unnoticed. Freiburg, in the meantime, is doing all the work for him. Kyo's been forced into a corner, and Freiburg does punish him. So now we find ourselves in a 3 versus 2, and Apex kind of has to do it all here. 2 players just to his right, just a fraction further, and he would find them all, but that's too many for him, and it's going to be all onto Happy then, as he realizes this very well may be the first for NiP.
I kind of feel like he had to wait a little bit. I mean, you could tell he was apprehensive about peeking around there, and he was trying not to show himself. Happy was making the long route. He was coming all the way around the back through CT spawn to get back up and go up 1. He was in 3, of course, but it just wasn't to be for him, and that's a solid round from NiP, considering the losses they had right at the start there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be stopping Envy anytime soon. Almost fully bought up, a second round running. And you can see, actually, NiP have taken a bit of a hit.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, are they going to get weapons passed on to them? Yeah, they will. So, well, this is definitely going to... It's either going to break NiP if Envy manage to catch on towards them, but Envy have fully invested straight back into this one. NiP looking to play it a little slower this time around, I feel. You can see Envy, they didn't go for any triple stack. They didn't go for anything fancy. They've just left MBK on his own with Happy and Z-Connector to rotate and join him up. Kenny with that M4. It's Happy that's actually been gifted the AWP this time around. Now, like you said, he's boosted to have a look.
He can't get any higher, though. It was a nice idea. I was like,
hop.
is that like the skybox? I don't think it was the actual ceiling. Something was stopping him from getting any higher. Not going to be able to cast his eyes down at the end of train. Smokes are coming out, though, and I think Envy are going to be starting to make some sort of call. Cautious for Freiburg, of course, who is still lingering around Ivy, and I think his flashes are going to be able to keep as many towards A as he can. 2 still there as the bomb surely going to start to commit. Oh, Freiburg makes it even harder for them. That's 2 frags. Forrest on the other side of things got one on towards B, and that bomb is going to be going down. Happy and Apex are the ones to try and change that. That should have been the frag. Get right. Does get away for just a second as Alu's going to be taken down as well. Apex doing huge work for his team here, and now Forrest looks to respond.
Well, he's got Freiburg making a long route round. He's going to join him in a moment, but Forrest is doing it all. He doesn't need him. He's just managed to catch them all out. Forrest cleans up, gets himself the 4K in B site. Fantastic defensive work from Forrest.
And Apex did such good work getting that peek. Peeking get right towards train was a frag he should never have got. Fortunately, there was a flash in motion. 3-2 then going to be the score.
Oh, it's a P90 for get right. There it is.
He loves it.
He got the most kills, no doubt about it, in Dubai with the P90. We seemed quite proud about it, but we'll see how it works out. MBK have, of course, used it already, and with them all on pistols, it's actually probably not a bad choice. He's rushed himself into courtyard, so it looks like he's going to be piling straight out there.
Oh, well, not going to be kicking up the first frag, that's for certain. Alu was the one behind that one. As it's going to come down to how much damage can Envy do. Can they get a rifle in their hands? It's a nice angle held by Apex, and that's going to put at least 1 in his hands, or not. Alu shakes his head. That's going to be an easy one alongside Freiburg, and that's going to be the quickest round we've seen so far. Actually, maybe not. NBK's P90. Yeah. NBK's P90 was pretty swift as well, but that's going to be 3-3.
That's 3 great rounds, though, back-to-back from NiP. It did obviously break NiV, which is why they were on the pistols, and now they're going to go straight back into it. Quite a lot of utility lacking. They've gone for the double up setup here. Kenny and Ape Happy. We'll see what positions to go with. Kenny's been going to Ivy most of the time, and Happy's been lingering between Z Connector and B. It looks like he's going to be doing the same again. So NiP, I expect them to slow it down a little bit here. I don't think they're going to be go quite so gung-ho, but it looks like they're already... Are they going to be piling down Pop Dog already? I think Alu and Exist are already down there.
It's going to come down to Keo making the call. He's going to get up on that train. Alu's going to just rattle off a shot, hoping to... keep the eyes locked on towards Pop Dog, since it looks like there has been a change of plan. Apex is lining himself up for a nade towards main, but so far, the T side, they've got themselves quite nicely tucked in towards the A side, coming in from all angles, but the bomb is still on its way through that B corridor. So, NiP not committing just yet.
Yeah, Exist is the one that's peeking, throwing out that nade. MBK is the only man at the moment on B side. Happy is not too far away, but there's no tells coming out from NiP of where this hit's going to go. It does look like it's going to be A side. Exist, I think, is about to drop down into Pop Dog. Get Right's already down there. So they're all going to burst out, probably try and take control of Electric, and Apex could be the key man that could stop this.
Yeah, he's been holding this angle, held it with the pistol just the round prior, and now he's got himself a rifle. Kyo is going to get the first, though. That's Forrest's head splattered across Strainyard as it's going to be a second for Kyo. This could be good, but Get Right finally finds something for NiP. 4 versus 3, looking to change that is Happy as his AWP and Alu rattle off in beautiful synchronicity. 3 frags for Envy there, and all with the AWP. 4-3 going to be the final score.
Yeah, that was nice defensive setup there from Envy. Kyo over in Ivy, managing to do the double. And that was so important because it would have been Freiburg and Forrest. They were coming around. Forrest was the man coming through A site main, and Freiburg was coming around, I think it was Ivy. So obviously it stopped that pincer, basically 3 people coming one direction. Pretty easy for AWPs.
Well, I mean, you said that they made that kind of choice between the double AWP and a whole stack of nades. They went for the double AWP, and you saw it just paying off beautifully there as Happy and Kenny. Hang on, Kyo. He's getting flashed in by his team. Didn't quite time that turn right, and he's going to be backing away to the safety of that smoke. That was nice, though. That's just kind of putting their foot down, saying, Freiburg, you cannot play the same thing every single round.
They're going to try and play on it. MBK, they realized as soon as Kyo had gone out onto Ivy, they were like, okay, that's clearly someone well away from sight. Oh, Happy caught a glimpse. Oh, so close to taking Alu's head clean off there.
Look at that stack
Looking
of
for
terrorists.
that boost, hoping that he's going to find a second jump in Alu, but this time he's not going to fall for it. Alu got a little peek down long there, but still no thing found. He's boosted again. He's going to go for the hop again.
Keeping us entertained, at least. As Alu, he's desperate.
How many
like,
jumping ore shots can you try and land?
Come on, Alu. Keep it chill. Keep it chill. Either way, though, the T side are starting to orientate themselves towards that B site. NBK is going to be the first to greet Forrest at the door with a frag, and 5v4 now. Here they come. The wave is most definitely starting to crash against this site. Freiburg onto Apex. Does even out the numbers, and that bomb is going to be going down unchallenged. But oh my lord, NBK just darting back and forth, bobbing and weaving, and the frags are coming from his teammates as well.
Absolute sweet shot there. Gets himself another as well. That's the triple, and he should be able to line up, but Alu has still not been dealt with. Manages to take down Kenny S. He's got Freiburg with him, so that should slow things down. Is that Molly going to bounce down onto the bomb? I think it will. Yeah, perfectly placed. And, well, it's going to get quickly smoked off. MBK's going over. He's only got 2 hit points. Alu's managed to get 1. The defuse, he's got no kit. The time is ticking. He's going to get gunned down. Freiburg and Alu doing a great defensive job for NiP.
Yeah, Alu was really the man that pulled that round home there. Freiburg got a couple of entries nicely, but it was Alu who was quite happy to provide the necessary defense all from that upper. There was so many times MBK was trained on his location, and Alu refused to peek. He was like, no, my job is the bomb. I do not care about you, NBK. Kill my teammates. I'm here for the round. Going to be the double AWP, though, for the TD side, and it looks like it's just pistols for Envy into this one.
You say my job is the bomb. It's like my job is the bomb, man.
My job is the bomb. I play CS for a living.
That's exactly what they're doing right now. But this is a big stack for Envy. They've gone aggressive, actually, in train yard. NiP trying to match it, and Forrest has managed to find one already with that AWP that he managed to pick up. Exist as well, who was on point, by the way, before. But Apex, double pistol. Exist and Freiburg drop, and suddenly this NiP attack has been slowed right down, but Get Right answers back. MBK, the last man, will get taken out by that UMP coming through 3 there. So nicely done. Nice little recovery from Get Right, because suddenly they were stopped dead in their tracks in the A main.
Yep, double SMG frag will put a little bit of extra coinage in the pockets as well, so no complaints there. As already, NiP have done a fantastic job on T's side. We've played 9 rounds and they have 5. This is huge, yeah. Very comfortable.
It's so
far
hard for Envy as well, because on the CT side, if you can't get that bank built up, you suddenly start to really struggle, and that's what's happening. It was 3 rounds to Envy, 3 rounds straight away answered by NiP. Then Envy won 1 back, and immediately they were completely crippled because NiP came straight back over the top of them. You can see they're really hurting for cash right now. Meanwhile, NiP, smokes, mollies, everything stacked up. They've got all the weapons they want, but they can't deal with Apex once again. He's doing a great job of catching the entry.
Yeah, he has been a real kind of influence, both with 5.7 or M4. Doesn't matter what's in his hands, he's doing it. And Freiburg, again, you'll never guess where Freiburg is. Oh, Kenny might time in beautifully. What was that? Why didn't he pull the trigger? Looked like he was going for some sort of crazy knife, yeah. Kenny. Not sure what's going on there, but that's going to be Alu in the meantime finding a frag as well. Bomb's loose, but they can take their time. They can afford to with 2 enemy members down.
NiP have changed direction. They were setting up for a B hit there, and immediately the second they managed to get that kill, they went straight down. Freiburg was taken out, though. They still haven't got wrestle control of Courtyard, and Kyo just getting a little peek there, trying to hop up on towards Alu. Not quite as fluid as it used to be in 1.6 days. Exist will take down Kyo, though. So MBK and Happy, the last 2. That's going to be MBK dropped. Happy over just by Ivy. He's got a good cross here, but he's going to get caught out. challenging an AWP from range is tricky.
I felt something special was about to happen. I thought we were about to see some
Spray
ridiculous
down.
like double spray down from a distance.
We saw it in the semi-finals, didn't we? NiP TSM.
What, from a distance?
They were 1v2 and they both came around the corner at the same time.
It was
and they got the
ridiculous.
spray down. Yeah.
For sure.
But 6 rounds. 6 rounds on the T side is massive for NiP. They're looking very good here. Envy need to wake up.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really comfortable. And it's great to see that Alu and Freiburg are the ones at the top of the scoreboard as well. Alu finding a lot of form with the AWP in this game. He might very well find an entry again. What was that? Full flash. Bullet to the body of Apex. I like to give myself tongue twisters occasionally. This is my little caster warm-up. And Freiburg again. Mano 1v1. He's going to try and hunt down Kenny. No way is he going to check that corner. He seems almost convinced that there's no way Kenny could have pushed up. Look at this. He's not check. Oh, finally does check it, but it's going to be lucky frag for him, as Kenny couldn't quite swing around in time. And NiP are just going to be sweeping through this one and picking up 7. That's insane. 70 rounds, and Envy looking a little worse for wear.
This is a real problem for Envy. This is a big problem coming into their first game. NiP, by the way, who didn't qualify for the finals last year of the Pro League. Last season.
You were just saying how long ago it felt.
It really does feel like a long time ago. But it was in the sweltering heat.
Oh, don't remind me.
Who could forget that? Fanatics certainly remember it well, and but they still managed to win, so it's all good. So we'll find out how this one works out. EnVyUS themselves didn't have a very good Pro League finals, despite the fact they did make it. They got knocked out by Cloud9. It was their impressive performance, but a quick push out there catches them off guard, and finally Kenny S going out aggressive. He wants that AWP. He's like, oh, there's an AWP. I can take it. But yeah, aggressive stuff on Ivy finally paying off for Envy. Yeah, and I think that's the point to be made. You saw how desperate he was for the AWP, but it does kind of represent what the Kenny experience has been like for this game, because he has struggled to get an AWP in his palms. Got beast control.
Did just stroll into the site and seize control. NBK now down, and the rotate is going to be on as the double flash exists looking to emerge through the smoke. Exists only picked up 2 frags so far in this game, actually picking up his 3rd just now.
Apex behind on Forest. Should be able to find him, and he will. It was easy stuff for Apex there. There's a good rotation from him from Popdog. GetRight's going to come around, though. He's finally joined up with his team. That P90 doing work. It's put pressure on towards them. Remember, that bomb's still planted. They've got to go for it. Apex has realized it. And he's going to catch out Exist. But Kenny has been taken down by the bomb. 8 seconds remaining. In comes the P90 Master. And Apex will find his head. Will have time to just go and collect. He surely had time. That was easily 10 seconds.
Don't think so.
Maybe not. That was about 8, about 7 or 8.
There is a distinct lack of kit so far for him. That's twice we've seen them get the frags they need to and not be able to defuse. We saw NBK going for a 3 HP, 10-second defuse in smoke. These are situations that Envy could probably afford to kit it up a little more.
They finally get
Kenny's like, I guess I'll buy one. Apex does the same.
But is that right? Is that the right guy? I mean, Kenny's the guy that's been holding Ivy most of the time.
He's got an AWP, though. This is important.
He's the furthest away from every bomb site, though. That's the thing. Like, you'd put it on maybe Happy or something like that, but obviously it's who could afford it, I guess, at the time. Happy's the man that's been usually around Connector, which is why I say his name. But aggressive stuff from Envy. They're pushing deep on Courtyard, and they're going to catch NiP napping. Yeah, this is important. Apex is going highly aggressive. You saw what he was doing towards Popdog this time, starting to state his claim towards mid. To push towards main. That's Forest now down. That AWP's loose. This could be a 3rd, but Alu shining bright with 2. Does level it out to 3v3. Catches a glimpse of his teammate as Freiburg is ready and waiting to start fragging towards the site. And I don't think Happy realizes that this push hasn't been watched. NBK. You could get a very nice 2-piece here. Not going to happen, as NBK with the FAMAS is all they need. Alu has already got 2 so far. GetRight's going to get himself another. Alu gets a peek, and that's all he needed on Happy. And NiP pick up their 9th round. This is an incredible T-side. Envy are going to have to work their socks off. They need to pick up the pistol. They need to pick up everything. All of the pieces are right now on the floor for Envy. This is truly insane to see Envy struggling as much as they are. A couple of points you made about the economy, saying, yeah, okay, 6 so early is justifiable because Envy have kind of had a little bit of a money reset. Things weren't looking too bright for them after the pistol. But no, now, so many rounds in a row, they've had money to work with, and time after time, they've looked just a little bit crippled. Exist, not going to be connecting too much over there, but the nade may very well finish the job. It does, right into the pocket of Apex, as Freiburg, in the meantime, was happy to take Kenny down. 3 CTs waiting for the T push. Completely blind Happy. Looks like he's not even going to have a chance at that one. And again, NiP looking to go double digits so early on the T side of Train. Who is this Swedish side? This is not Ninjas in Pyjamas that we have recently seen.
Something happened in Dubai, Lee. Something happened.
It was in Dubai, before Dubai, somewhere around there, but I don't know what it is that happened on the plane, maybe. Maybe Emirates Airways could answer that one for us, but NiP stepping up. Envy, again, they tried the aggression at Ivy. Kenny and Keo both went out there, and they just got gunned down in the smoke. It was Kenny that got caught out. Keo managed to back away and get out alive. But again, every time they've tried that push, it's worked once for them so far. Possibly need to learn that that's not working out for them. They're losing that one-on-one battle, or one-on-two battle, as the case was this time around. And 10-4, NiP with a great T side. Kenny's going to get a little peek in there again, but only got just the FAMAS. And this time, Apex, he's the man that's doing work. He's literally the only one that's been doing work, and you can see he's at the top of the pile. 15 kills for him. And he's really the only man that's keeping them at bay. He's holding them off the courtyard for now. Yeah, Apex has been very influential, but also NBK. Every time it's tested at B, just once it was Exist who got the better of him, but every time he's been the one keeping the T side in check until his teammates arrive. It's only then that things start going into disarray. Now, where does this one take us? 3 Ts remain. This very well could be the 5th for Envy. A much-needed 5th, that's for certain. As now Get Right and Freiburg have it all to do. Freiburg snatching the AWP to try and do something with it, but Kenny taking a leaf out of Apex's book with the FAMAS. Gets one low. Get Right again onto Kenny. This very well isn't over just yet. Suddenly, it's just Happy Remains and NiP, just the two of them. They can make it if they try. It's 11-4. Oh, wow. A little bit of lyrics at the end there, but 11-4. Fantastic stuff for NiP so far. They have full control of this game. Now we're moving in towards the CT side. If they pick up the pistol here, we could be seeing like a 16-5, 16-6 score. It would be a big posted score for NiP. And Envy, what is going on? Envy's Season 2 debut is shaping up nicely. Absolutely. We kind of touched on it before. I'm just going to retouch on it and return to it, is that we were talking about how NiP were playing kind of a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more kind of, we don't care, we're just here to play, you know, who knows what the future holds kind of play style. On the other side of things, Envy have kind of felt a little bit like that. It was described as the honeymoon period. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I don't know how much I believe of the whole, it's like, oh, we're so amazing, and then suddenly it kind of peters off into normal team territory. But that's something that people touch on, and I think that there is definitely some truth in that, that Envy came together and suddenly found success very quickly. Like, they were very comfortable very soon after that roster mix-up. Maybe things are starting to come kind of loose at the seams a little bit, but it's one game. It's one game, it's one half, Alex. Stop speculating. No. Stop what you're doing. Of course, I am taking Dubai into account as well. And more importantly, obviously, if you look at Envy, like you were talking about, obviously, Intel Extreme Masters, but they are about to acquire the gaming house. They've bought it. They're just furnishing it. They'll be moving into that gaming house very soon. Not all of them. Not all of them, apparently. So I don't understand why not all of them would move in, but probably, you know, it like defeats the whole object of having a gaming house. But anyway, yes. That may well turn things around, but at the moment, we're not really seeing the Envy that we're used to seeing, and we're not seeing the NiP that we're used to seeing. Or maybe it is. This is the NiP we used to see a year ago. For sure, but now we're seeing them turning up. But is it too little too late? It sounds like it. We don't know what exactly is happening with NiP. Everybody's speculating about all sorts. I guess we'll find out when they officially announce it, but as it is, Envy are on the push, and it's going straight into Ivy. Yeah, they come. 3 of them, and it's going to be Forrest who tries to greet them, and he does so with 2. Swift frags. No, 3! God. Could it be 4? Apex is the only one who has an opportunity to take him down, to stop this stream in its tracks, and he does. Now, a 2v2. Forrest has done all the legwork. Can Alu put the bow on it and finish this one off? Happy's incredibly low. One more bullet from his P2K will do, but fortunately Get Right clips him as he jumps through Electric, or up above Electric, rather. And NiP pick up the pistol. Envy needed that. They really needed that round. And this best of one most definitely is starting to come to a close. Yeah, that's tragedy, really, for Envy. Forrest struck, basically, and then Get Right just cleaned up. Just about, mate. Yeah. Just about. Just those little dinking headshots. It makes me sick when you see them as well, because you think, I can do that, I can do that. No, I can't. I can't do that. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be a fast hit. Let's see if NiP managed to respond with P90 spray once again. It's Freiburg this time around that's got the P19. He's in the right place at the right time, because it does look like it's going to be a B hit. They're training their way through here with Tech 9s in hand. Yeah, he's got 50 bullets and 5 players to find, so a little 10-bullet sharing for each one. He wants to be nice, neat, and tidy. So actually, they've had a little switch. It was probably because Freiburg's got the P90. Normally, you'd see Get Right up this close.
We'd also expect Get Right to have the P90, and they are coming his way. Flash does signify that it's time for a little bit of a spray party. Not going to happen. Kenny, 2 bullets, and the frag is found. Now Alu is on the hunt. He needs to stop that bomb from going down. He doesn't quite make it in time, but he is still kicking. And it looks like his teammates are starting to rattle off back to retake this site. Credit to EnVy where it's due, though. The bomb is down, and that's something we didn't see NiP achieve on their second round.
Yeah, good smoke play. Worked out well for them. MBK trying to push him, but he'll be dealt with. And now Happy is the sole man standing, and he's going to get gunned down pretty easily over on the side there. MBK, meanwhile, lying on the floor. Very much dead.
For sure, yeah. No doubt in that. No doubting that whatsoever. 13 then. 3 rounds away, and NiP will have bested EnVy, the finalists from the major, in truly stunning fashion. Let's see if they can continue down this path. Again, just going to be a couple of pistols. A P250 for 2 of them, make it 3, a Tech 9, and a Deagle for the rest. Let's see if anything magical can happen here for EnVy. Just Apex is the one with the Kevlar, and you would expect this one to be a pretty short round. EnVy all clustered up towards Freiburg's location for a second time running.
Get Right's gone on Pop Dog already. Oh,
do it, do it!
He's going to go up behind him. As soon as he hears that, oh, look at this. This could be absolutely fatal. It's going to come around. It's just going to be a mow down from Get Right. He gets all 4. Not quite the 5th at the end now. Keo manages to save the blushes just about. But NiP, it was an absolute massacre in the stairwell.
Holy moly. 4 frags, like 4 seconds.
You know he's laughing away, howling away about that one.
He's just padding his P90 stats. That's all he's doing. Yeah, so a very unarmored EnVy. You can see that again. Look at that. They were just sitting there, like, talking it out, and he just destroyed them. That was 4 headshots as well. Man knows his P90 spray pattern as well. As that puts NiP 2 rounds away now from victory. The AWP is in play, though. Kenny this time on the T side. We saw what Alu could do over on the attacking AWP. Let's see if Forrest can do something to stop that. It was exactly what Apex was doing beforehand. Different angle held by Forrest here. They're just lingering on that side of the smoke. And so far, 1 CT down already. So that does give the T-side a little bit of breathing room. As Exist has got the AWP in hand as well. Not something you see so often.
But with Get Right down, you've got to assume they're going to maybe try and put some pressure onto B side. But it looks like it's going to be an A hit. Exist is going to find Kenny there. Alu just going to pop up above it. Doesn't realize that Apex has snuck past. He's managed to find Exist. He's going to realize he's straight above him. Does get around the back, but that's actually put the defensive line of NiP in a little disarray here. Alu taken very low, going to get dinked out. Now Freiburg, the last man standing. Good take there from EnVy. Just sneaky little play, managing to get past the defensive line of NiP.
Oh, and that smokes is going to be a big FU as NBK does pick it up. And that was a very important round for EnVy. That's going to be 5, but they have got such a huge mountain to overcome now. This pile of rounds NiP managed to accumulate over on that T side is going to be very intimidating for the French side. Apex at the top of the scoreboard alongside Happy. Kenny sitting most definitely at the bottom, just 6 for him as he's now trying to piece something together with that AWP. Second round in a row, he is giving it and didn't find too much success with it in the previous round. Let's see if he tries anything different here. No, again. Up on that pallet, trying to catch the player towards Fast Ivy, but little does he know there's a man just on the top of that train. Caught a glimpse of Alu, and Alu gets the better of him again and again. Alu's having a very comfortable game. That's 20, I think he has, and has just hit. 18, excuse me. Maths is hard. But either way, EnVy chunked down to 3.5.
NBK's just creeped through. Exist, I don't think he saw him. He's just snuck through. The smoke's still covering him off. But Exist is playing this one passively. Sitting back. Keo's managed to get that kill on Forrest. That was over on B site. But Get Right trying to sneak up on them. But look at this. They have the train yard in their hands. Exist all the way back on B, but he's being chased. He's being pursued by NBK. He's going to come around and find him perfectly. And now it's Keo and NBK against Freiburg. Almost a similar situation of the last round. And this is going to absolutely cripple NiP. They'll have no cash after this one. It'll be down to pistols. So EnVy doing just about what they can, but they have such a long road ahead of them with just the 5 rounds on the board. This should be the 6th unless Freiburg does anything crazy here.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be happening, especially NBK's molly is just going to be a big sign that Freiburg, you're going to have to save that one, my man. He doesn't look like he wants to. Looks like hopefully he wants to catch one out, but Keo is in a prime spot to catch him out. Still a firm believer in this round, Freiburg. Is going to watch that one fall away, as is the rifle. 14-6 then going to be the scoreline. It's 2 for NBK in that one. And EnVy live to fight another day.
No AWP rescued there, though, for EnVy, so it will just be rifles coming in. I think Happy's probably just been passed on here. I can see the AK on the floor there. But NiP, they're going to be on pistols. It's going to be a couple of deagles. That's all that's going to get picked up. So this should be another round in the books for Envy, barring any NiP craziness. Doesn't look like they're going to stack out on either side, so they're playing it fairly standard just with pistols.
Look at Apex, though. He just strolled onto the site, trying to demonstrate his confidence, and he's definitely justified it there as he takes one on to exist. Alu down as well. Look at the CT side fall, as he's well aware of the NiP economy and happily just going to stroll on in and shred, as now Get Right and Freiburg are the two remaining.
Yeah, just see if they can catch anyone as they go.
It's doubtful.
Here. Yeah, I don't think it's really going to work out. Happy might get caught out here, but Get Right's just waiting around the corner. He's going in with a knife.
He did connect.
He got one. I think he went the left. He didn't quite get the right down. Slash.
No, yeah, he went for the right stab, yeah. And now double P90, Get Right is starting to have an influence on the NiP boys, that's for certain. As they know there's going to be rifles. I think they're kind of comfortable with the P90, it seems. Just the one kit as well. We saw how that kind of affected them over on the T side of things. With Envy not really investing too often into kits for them.
Going to burst straight out. The Get Right's going straight out there. He doesn't realize that Happy was lurking in the smoke and gets caught out. Forest now in a tricky position. Sees Apex though. Just the silhouette. That's all he needed to see. Now Happy managing Kenny just around the corner. Ooh, just out of bullets there. Forest managing to catch him with the last couple. But that's made it an even 3-on-3.
And this is pretty nice.
Well, Freiburg are rotated. They've left B open.
Smart to push on. I think Freiburg's realized his mistake. He's going to be getting back through Z as fast as he can. But it looks like one man was waiting for him. Oh, Keo! He finds his head. He could very well find Happy here. Oh, Freiburg. Such calm tapping. As he is going to go ahead and try and finish this one off. But it doesn't look like NBK's finished just yet. Freiburg on the hunt. He realizes NBK could be just around the corner, and that nade definitely sends a message. But they're both like 39 and 42. Respectively for these two, and I think NBK fancies the challenge.
This is totally doable by NBK as well. I think he just caught a glimpse of Freiburg down the distance. He did manage just to get the spray down, but it was a good cover there. Forest in a great position to get the cross down, and that was yet another triple for Forest. Forest doing great work for them. 15-7 match point for NiP.
I think there has been a change on the French side of things. Happy's going to be picking up that ult this time, as Kenny hasn't been finding too much success. I mean, just 7.
Exist with the shotty.
Oh, jeez. He's taking a leaf out of JW's book. I have to say, JW needs to stop with this sword off. He's been buying it drop when everyone else is on full buy, and it blows my mind that he still finds frags with it. Now, NBK's taking a little bit of a beating, and oh, nice patience from Happy. Finds Freiburg going aggressive. NiP wanting to get this 16 on the board as soon as possible, it seems.
Yeah, pretty aggressive stuff there from Freiburg to go peeking brown holes. So,
oh no!
Got caught out around the side. Exist does manage to strike with the shotty on NBK. Manages to recover himself and AK and back away. So now Apex could be the problem man though. Look at him creeping in once again. Oh, Exist is going to find him first, but the spray from Apex is good. Manages to line it up just in time. But Get Right now, he's the only man on A site. So he's going to need to get some support. Forest is going to go for the rotate and join him.
Now, this is where things start to heat up, because that bomb needs to find a site soon. 4 members from the T side are all going to be comfortably starting to work their way in, but Forest has something to say. Does take down Kenny. Looking for a second, but it's all good for Keo and Happy as they stave off the loss again and again. 8 now for Envy, as they are having a pretty nice T side as well. Just letting 4 rounds so far slip away.
Good work from Happy there. Just making sure, covering off the back door. It's like, did I just hear a footstep? I think I did. There's someone about to drop down. Could have been different. Could have been very different. Could have got around the back of them. But 15-8 match point still looms, as you say. And it's still a lot of rounds on the board for Envy required. But a triple scout coming out from NiP. Why not?
Sure thing. Chicken wing. Let's see where they go with it. As, I mean, triple scout. What would be your plan here? Try and get a couple of heads and have a couple of 5-7 armored 5-7s and deagles to finish off where you left off. Not going to happen though. Apex has been doing that same angle time after time. This time he's going to be finding the head of Alu. And now NiP have just 4. I think the T side is going to be wisely taking their time with this one, hoping to catch these scouts off guard.
I mean, 3 scouts covering the train yard with 1 pistol. It's Freiburg with the deagle. He's going to try and come around the back of him at Pop Dog while the rest of the team push in. Exist is in a really awkward spot, and I think he just got spotted there. He did. He does manage to get one. Kenny has taken down. And look at this. It's like a triple firing squad around the corner. Happy trying to put pressure on. They're going to run around. Oh, don't challenge him. He's got an AWP in his hand. Forrest manages to find Happy. That's an AWP down.
Oh,
He's got another one. What is happening in this round? Kiyoshima suddenly the last man standing. The triple scout defense down 3 is absolutely worked wonderful. But now it is a one-on-one. Kyo only has 12 hit points. Forrest, you don't even need the scout. He can come in with pistol and pick him up. He's going to come around the side. Kyo gets the bomb down. Gets the hit. And Forrest goes huge for the team. Talk about sending a message. NiP will close out the game 16-8. What an incredible round.
I just broke my keyboard. I just banged
It's not even your keyboard. It's a brand new keyboard.
I banged the desk with happiness because that was, I mean, oh God, I've genuinely broken my keyboard.
Oh my God.
Just bits of my keyboard falling off.
Just bits of keyboard.
Triple scout, eh? Triple scout with 2 armored pistols.
What the hell was that? There was two. They were not even. It wasn't even long. It wasn't even long range. They were down the side, close range. I don't understand how that works. And I don't think Envy quite understood how that works.
No one does,
because
no.
triple scout should not work, but it did.
Well, that's quite the way to end our first game of the Season 2.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah. Well, NiP maybe just showing that their performance in Dubai wasn't a fluke.
16-8.
Incredible. You know, I'm not going to write the score. I'm just going to write Scout.
Triple. Scout. What the hell?
Scout WTH.
The P90 quad kills. There was all sorts of weirdness.
There was a really. I'm going to watch that back. That was a pretty damn fun game. I mean, certainly for NiP.
Fun is exactly what it was.
Is the word for that one. That was NiP picking up the win against Envy. So we're going to have to keep our eyes locked on Envy to make sure that they don't fall into that trap of having a kind of a bad 2 weeks and being crippled for the rest of the Pro League. Because it's like you start low and you really it's such a climb to get back up. We saw Mouseman like basically having like they were bottom of the table for like 4 weeks and then they started finding form. But it meant that the highest they could get was like middle of the table. Yeah,
absolutely. I don't think Envy were going to be panicking at all right now. It's
no.
They didn't have a great performance in Dubai, but they did get to the finals at the major. You know, they would have probably took the foot off the gas a little bit soon as after that because all of the teams were 2-3 weeks non-stop boot camping, setting up to get in the big pressure cooker situation. They've got 2 months before Cluj, I think it is. So they've got plenty of time to sort out any issues. They get in the gaming house. They can just relax.
That was a best of one.
They're up against an NiP, which is just a little weird right now.
No one knows what NiP are doing, but they're doing it. Yeah, so that's a beautiful way to start things off. Our second game is going to be another interesting one. We have SK with potentially a new roster. We saw that there is this mix-up now where I'm not sure if it's official yet. I think Afton reported on it from someone who has a good read on the Danish scene, saying that Config is going to be stepping in.
No official announcement, though, yeah.
Exactly. So Config, potentially the reason player who everyone has got their eyes on at the moment, potentially filling in for Berry. More will be talked about. We will discuss that full matchup in depth when we come back, but it's going to be SK versus Navi, so stay tuned.